want to try it out.
Roll. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast, Christmas edition, because none of the other holidays fucking matter. With your host, Nelson.
Ian.
Ed.
And we're here in our festive holiday, fuck that, Christmas sweaters.
We don't say happy holidays around here.
No, this is America.
Merry Christmas.
That's right. You know how big the other holiday sections are? Itty bitty.
Listen, Christmas came out before Halloween this year.
Goddamn right. As it should.
Thanksgiving wasn't here. The body of Halloween wasn't even cold.
And
Christmas
Christmas is
was on the
rolling
shelves.
out. Yeah, man. That's how we
Christmas
do
was on
it.
the shelves. What was that?
I would say it's been a good year. A lot of good stuff came out. A lot of great stuff came out.
Yep.
Some really shitty stuff came out.
You are really wanting to talk about the shitty stuff.
Everybody wants to hear about the shitty stuff.
I
Nobody wants to hear about the good stuff.
proposed the best of the year, and you're like, no, I want to shit.
Yes.
You don't want any of it. Nothing. No good cheer to end off the year.
All right. Listen, we'll do it your way, Ed. How would you like to start it off?
I was saying, what's the best games you've played this year?
Nothing. They all fucking sucked. No, the best game for me of the year was the only game that I played outside of an older game, which was Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yeah.
It was fun for a while. It was good for about a month and a half.
It was fantastic until the DLC.
Yeah, and then the DLC just kind of shit the bed, which was a big surprise for me coming from Borderlands, which is notorious for putting out great DLC content. It was too repetitive. It wasn't fun, but the overall game that they sold you was great. It
Yeah,
was
they
a lot
lost.
of fun.
They lost me on the DLC enough that I never went back, even when they kept dropping more and more. I ran through the first one, but it looked like the next one was the same thing. So not until I was waiting for a map expansion. Like drop something worth running around and give me some actual story for your DLC.
I agree.
Not just chamber enemies. Like that's I don't care for that.
I'm not hearing anything in my headphones. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing?
I am seeing the audio waves over here.
So at least it's picking it up.
We should be good.
Yeah, I
okay.
mean, I hear you.
I can hear you
speaking,
guys, too.
And it might be because you're here next to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're feeling it.
Okay.
feeling
Good.
it.
As
feeling
long,
the
as
vibe.
long as we're recording it, fine. That's all that matters.
I hear in my headphones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not, but that's okay. I can still
right,
hear you
let's-
guys.
So
No,
what
no,
about you,
I can still
Ian?
hear you guys.
What is your game?
Now
of the
I
year?
hear it. Now I hear everything perfectly. My game of the year, if I had to pick one, I think hands down, I played a lot of games this year, but it's got to be God of War Ragnarok.
Nice.
It has to be. I mean, visually it's amazing. I didn't know where they were going to pick up after the first game. I
Right.
was like, how are they going to top this? Like,
Yeah.
it was already a contender. Like, I think it was contender for game of the year the year it came out. It's definitely the most satisfying combat I've ever had in a video game ever.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I have been playing it nonstop. My roommates will tell you that.
Yeah.
Like, they come out ever since school ended, and like I'm on the couch, and like they'll do things throughout the day, and they'll come home after work or whatever. I'm still in the exact same spot. Like, haven't changed my outfit, nothing.
So
It's-
better combat system than Injustice 2?
without a doubt, yeah. Because just
I,
you know,
I don't think they're even similar games.
Not
Yeah.
possible.
Well-
There was
Well,
another
because you
game.
can't just like pick Superman and then mash the punch button.
I did play Soul Calibur. It was delightful, but again, like not like a Skyrim, not like a Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like a game where you're just completely enthralled, like God of War for you.
Oh my
like
God, it's
Tiny
amazing.
Tina's Wonderland, I enjoyed it. Boom, boom, boom. Played it, loved it, and then I was like, I didn't want to revisit it after the DLC. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
God of
I-
War, I heard nothing but great things about it.
It's fantastic. They build on the story of the first one, and they introduce new characters. Thor is ridiculous. Their take on what Thor was like. He's more accurate to the Norse mythology Thor than Chris Hemsworth in the Marvel world.
And
It's-
man, people were fucking angry when they came out and he was a big boy. They're like, "Did you read his description? He's a barrel chested. He's a big
Yeah,
man."
right.
And they're like,
He looks-
"No, he doesn't look like Chris Hemsworth anymore."
no. This is Thor. He is freaking
But look,
enormous.
let's be fair.
Enormous.
Once you have Chris Hemsworth in your mind as a character, there's no going back, bro.
I
Like,
still can't get him out.
you know what I
still
mean?
can't
Like
get him out.
Henry Cavill and Superman, which terrible news.
Yes.
He's no longer playing Superman. If you
Right
haven't heard,
after they told him he can re-announce that he's Superman, they took it away.
Even The Rock went out and did it.
Yeah.
They put him in. They put him in the end of Black Adam.
yeah, Rock pulled out. He's
Yeah.
like he's no longer following any of the social media from the people that he did go to work for the Black Adam, and he's extremely pissed off. James Gunn is saying, like, look, he has a different vision for DC moving forward. He scrapped a shit ton of scripts,
Almost everything.
and he wants to go a different route.
Yep.
So listen,
I would trust James Gunn.
I would trust him too.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
But yeah, he
I mean,
pulled the plug on almost everything, and there's some rumors going around that The Rock was kind of jockeying to take control of the DC universe by pulling in the little cameos and all
That's a
that
bad
other
fucking
stuff.
idea. That's a bad idea. No, I mean,
Now, there's nothing.
But
There's nothing.
it's a Hollywood play, right?
Yeah.
You got to make your move.
There's
right?
nothing other than rumors coming out about it, so it's hard to say how real it was. But apparently, in the Flash movie, there was cameos from Gal Gadot that got scrapped.
Right.
There was cameos from Henry Cavill that got scrapped. So
Right.
they didn't. They're like, the movie that they just won't put out yet because of Ezra
Yeah.
is still getting worked on in the background.
so hear
fucking
me out.
crazy.
So hear me out. So he's not playing Superman now, right? I know he's
Right.
going to do the Warhammer thing going forward because he's going to
Yes.
be creatively involved.
Massive
Amazon
creative
Prime.
control
Yes.
for that as well.
That's going to be good,
Right.
Because Henry's a nerd like us.
I agree.
He's going to do good. Hear me out.
My man
So-
builds
all right.
computers
The man's-
and paints miniatures.
That's-
All right. Well,
I love it. I love
right?
it. He is Bay. He is Bay.
I'm following him in whatever he does because he does do it great.
So let's say that since Superman's off the table, he's going to go do the Warhammer thing for a while.
Yep.
That's going to do good. I'm going
Right.
to support that. I will watch it when it comes out, Henry.
I'm interested.
Witcher season 4 shits the bed because no one wants to watch it because Liam is going to. Sorry, Liam. You're going to shit the bed. You're gonna,
Goddamn
you're gonna-
right.
I'm sorry, buddy. That's the way it works.
Now,
What happens when the creator's like, okay, we tried to do our vision. No one fucking watched for season 4. The critics dumped on it.
what if
Will you come
Bring him
back?
back.
What if they
hope so.
Will you come
use
back?
Liam to play a young Geralt?
Do a time loop.
I mean, the
A more
listen,
sensitive,
the show,
fairy Geralt.
the show, time wise,
I like
is
it.
all over the goddamn place.
It is.
Because-
The first season. Was.
Because technically, the witches tend to be, I think they're essentially immortal unless they get killed.
Sorcerers live for a very long time.
Yeah,
Geralt, the
And-
Witchers have like a 300 to
and
400
Witchers have a
year-
couple hundred years. So
Yeah.
the show
So is that
itself,
why Hocus Pocus 2 was able to come out? Because
that's why it
sorcerers-
was
Bette-
painful to watch.
Bette Midler won't die.
no.
even though they should.
that was more of a I expected more, and they definitely toned down what the movie could have been. But I think they could plausibly use Liam as a young Geralt, have him training in Kaer Morgan and becoming
Yeah.
a Witcher.
I'm gonna give. I love the
And
Witcher
that's
series.
a plausible way that they could do a season, and maybe if
Bring him
it's
back.
not as
Yeah.
good as they want it,
It's not. It's
bring
not.
bring Henry Cavill back
Listen,
as
Take
the
Henry
adult
Cavill,
Witcher.
add a shit ton of water.
I'm with
Shake it
Ian.
up. You might
How
get
is
Liam.
it gonna be good? It can't be. But it's not too late. They haven't started filming. Fire this
at
motherfucker.
this point, contracts have been signed, but then again, look at what DC did, where they said, "Hey, you want to be Superman? Not anymore."
right.
When the fuck are they gonna listen to their fans?
Give them a cartoon.
When's that gonna happen?
Give the Hemsworth a cartoon.
the-
Here you go. Here's a cartoon, bro. Go away. Get the fuck out of here.
They're
Henry's back.
so deep with the movies, though. Like, it's what are they gonna do? I mean, they literally have movies in the can that they've filmed
DC's fucked.
that they haven't done anything with.
They
right now.
needed Black Adam to crush.
I-
They needed Black Adam to like.
Bring it
If
home.
it doesn't,
didn't.
if it
It
doesn't
didn't. It was a good
open,
movie,
if
but
it
it
doesn't
just
open
didn't.
in certain countries, it's not gonna
Yeah.
hit the big
And
numbers.
I think that what James Gunn is doing, although people don't see the long game, is the right way to do it. Some of our favorite people are going to disappear from those franchises. However, he's going to bring back a new taste, a new flavor, and if
they
it's
need.
anything like
Peacemaker,
then we're in for a treat.
which may be the
So
best
fuck
thing in
it.
DC.
Let the man do his job.
Peacemaker's fantastic. I can't wait for the second.
Worst
season.
case scenario, Gal Gadot comes over to Marvel. Henry Cavill comes over to Marvel. Just start stealing these motherfuckers.
But they
Leave
can keep-
Cyborg. We don't need him.
Ezra
He
Miller.
sucks.
Ezra Miller can stay.
Ezra Miller.
We don't want you.
Cyborg. Y'all motherfuckers can
Yeah,
stay.
we don't need Ezra, but Peacemaker is probably one of the best TV shows that came out this year.
I would have to
Definitely.
agree.
Definitely.
So, all right,
and,
we're jumping into
and the definitely the best for opening song. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
That shit fucking slaps. Oh my god.
only dance that I will try to emulate in my house as well.
That went immediately on my running playlist. I was like, what is this shit? I
Then
was
again,
like, oh my
that
god.
Wednesday dance is so ubiquitous everywhere that it's
Yeah.
fucking nauseating.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it already.
yeah.
Jesus Christ,
if Jenna
find
Ortega-
something else to do.
If Jenna Ortega wasn't doing it, I would be tired of it. but I still have a soft spot.
So
for it.
show of the year, is that yours, Peacemaker?
Oof, I think Peacemaker might be it.
That is a hard one to
I
contend.
mean,
with.
Harley Quinn was damn good as well.
Yes.
But I don't-
Stranger
but that's
Things,
a cartoon.
Did Stranger
We just
Things,
give that its own
did Stranger
category.
Things, the final season come out this year?
It's the season before the last one.
So some of Stranger Things came out this year.
Yeah.
The final part of it.
This
came out
last
this
bit,
year.
I believe, yes.
Yeah, then that would be. I mean, that would if I had to
That's
pick
in
show of
contention.
the year, that would be it. Or there's a lot that came out, man.
Nah,
Lord
man.
of the Rings.
I'm
Game
gonna
of
say
Thrones.
Lotar.
Sandman,
Ooh, okay,
Fuck, man, there were some
Moon Knight.
juggernauts.
but all right, top three.
Vox Machina.
Top three.
Shit. Okay, top 3: Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Stranger Things.
Okay,
For
I'm gonna
me.
go Sandman, Lotar, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker,
As much
Vox
as I love it,
Machina.
Vox Machina is funny.
Cartoons can get their own category.
No, they can't. No, they can't. Cartoons are shows too.
Come on, I know, but like I got cartoons that I want to throw into a different
God,
category
I
here.
hate people in this.
Even though I haven't gone back to watch that
can't
last
watch it, it's a cartoon.
episode of Sandman, I'll put Sandman on that list.
There you go.
All right.
Peacemaker didn't make my just because it was to me it was like the year of epic fantasy.
Yeah.
It was I was so happy to see fantasy at the spearhead again because like for years it's just been kind of brushed.
So you forgot about She-Hulk, huh?
I did because I didn't forget about it. But it wouldn't be my favorite. It wouldn't be my favorite. It was a different type.
Honorable mention.
No, it was a different type of. It was a different type of Marvel show. It was good.
no.
It was better than I expected.
Yes.
I expected it to be like a Miss Marvel, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, here comes a history lesson. But
Right,
we
right.
didn't get it. But it was
Here
good.
comes the history lesson.
It was good.
She-Hulk is not gonna give. She's gonna give you maybe a law in judicial.
Yeah, I thought we
studies.
learned some copyright
I mean, they-
stuff. You know,
Yeah,
like,
we did.
yeah, we
They
did.
absolutely could have leaned more into case law with
like
you know
Daredevil did.
superheroes and things like that, like
Yeah.
the Lucifer show, which is very, 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 very loosely based on the comics, leaned heavy into being a procedural cop drama where there was like arresting people and
Yeah, but
getting
it
the
worked.
bad guy.
It did work for
Actually,
that show.
The dude was super charming, and
he killed it.
And him and Lauren German, they were fantastic as a team together.
To actually mold that in, the redhead from Daredevil and Punisher.
Yes.
And actually True Blood, Deborah Ann Woll.
Yes.
She plays in God of War Ragnarok. She's Kratos' deceased wife, Faye.
Oh.
And the graphics and the CGI have gotten so good that the moment she came on screen, I was
You
like,
knew who
oh,
it was.
Deborah Ann Woll.
Right,
I was like,
right.
what?
She's someone that deserves more work.
But
She
you know
does.
what? You know
She
what's
does.
funny
She
though?
had a gaming show actually on
That
YouTube.
explains
Yeah.
it. That's why she's there.
Okay.
A D&D gaming show. She's huge
she's
into
that
D&D.
nerdy.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, isn't her
That's so
husband
fucking
blind or something like
yes, she
I,
has a heart of gold.
believe so,
Oh,
yeah.
my
that?
God.
Yeah. You think she sneaks out a lot?
Wow. Wow, we're on the Christmas episode.
I'm just
Christmas
saying.
episode. If we're not
Is she
shitting on
tiptoeing
Robin
around?
Williams, if we're not shitting on Robin Williams, we're cheating on our.
Okay, so she's not sneaking people out, but is she sneaking people in?
Not if he's got supersonic hearing.
I mean, does he have daredevil senses?
Bro, that's Daredevil. That's what. Yeah. No, but look. To be fair,
Oh my
when did the
God.
devil become sexy, and charming, and charismatic?
Forever.
The devil used to be no.
Forever.
The devil used to be red with a tail, ugly.
Maybe in the 1800s.
If you read the Bible, he was the most beautiful
Beautiful
of all the angels. Now,
I don't read the Bible.
also if you read the Bible, the way they describe some angels is several sets of wings covered in eyeballs, and they look nothing like humans, and they're actually pretty nightmarish.
What in the Lovecraft is going on? here?
Exactly. Read the Bible. It is far more interesting than you think.
Hard pass.
There's some best up shit there.
Oh yeah,
I'd
lots of
I'd rather
men
read
with
the Lord of the
donkey
Rings or-
comparisons.
Yep.
Or
Human
Harry
donkey
Potter.
sex. Yep.
Why would I read the Bible when Harry Potter?
There's
is
also
around?
very in-depth description on slavery,
Oh man.
like how to buy and sell. Like they go in. Like they
Just
go.
remember,
Go deep.
no
Yeah.
thicker than your thumb, and it's not not considered abuse.
That's right. You can beat your wife as long as that stick is thin enough.
I mean, that's something we definitely do not fucking advocate. But so back to best cartoon of the year.
What do you mean? That's the word of God.
I'm gonna have to go with Arcane.
Ooh,
That was
When did Arcane come out?
I believe it came out.
it was
this year.
it was this year. I mean,
Was
you had,
it?
you had Arcane,
2022?
It's the best cartoon I watched
had
this year. How about
Harley
that?
Quinn, you had Vox Machina,
Best cartoon for me.
Inside Job. Season 1 I think was better than season 2, but still season 2 was pretty
Oh
solid on
shit!
Inside Job.
It was released November 2021.
Really?
Yeah. So
It's okay. You can.
it was the best cartoon that I seen this year was Arcane.
Best cartoon I seen. Chainsaw Man.
Ooh.
Holy shit!
I haven't
Chainsaw
started
Man.
Chainsaw Man.
It's going head to head with My Hero for best anime right now.
Really?
I got to give it to Chainsaw Man.
I gotta
Chainsaw
watch-
Man
I gotta
is
watch more.
fantastic.
I gotta watch
More
more. I
adult.
stopped watching it. I
Vox
only watched the
Machina's
first
already
episode.
announced the season 2. The trailer is out.
Yes, and
it
the
looks
dragons look
fantastic.
insane.
Yes,
Nice.
There's like they're going in through the dragon's ass. I
And-
guess.
and
I
there's
mean, is there any other way to enter a dragon than through its anal cavity?
That's the wise way.
it looks like there's going to be additional cartoons like Vox Machina and things like that coming out. Like I just seen something on what
Sesame
was it?
Street.
No, it wasn't Sesame Street.
When are we getting Castlevania season? Whatever.
That's a good question. That I think the crew that does Castlevania is getting pulled everywhere,
Because of how well they did.
especially for the fight scenes. Because I believe they were who was used for Revelations, Kevin Smith's continuation
Bro, stop talking
of
about the Bible.
Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, it was He-Man.
Um,
He-Man was in the Bible.
Revelations. God damn it. No, but aren't they doing that crossover with Castlevania too?
that's a video game.
That's a video game. It's Castlevania and what's the name of that indie game?
Eyeball.
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells.
Dead
yep.
Cells. Yes.
Looks good.
That looked really cool.
I mean, Dead
did.
Cells was
Interesting
the Castlevania is a type of game, just like Metroid is a type of game.
Right.
So they're taking Dead Cells,
and they
which
put it
was
together
like
and they call it a Metroidvania.
yeah.
It's a
So
style of game.
Interesting.
yeah. So it's interesting that they're taking a game that's an homage to a type of game, and they're like, we're gonna put you guys together. Play nice now.
Okay.
I like it. I'm here for
So
it.
Chainsaw Man, you said Harley Quinn?
I might have to take Vox Machina.
Yeah, Box
Harley
Machina's
Quinn, strong second.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Arcane was.
Mostly
One of the
because
best
I
animated
knew
shows I've
what
seen
was
on-
coming with Harley Quinn, and I don't know if it was his strongest season. It was a great season, but the previous seasons were better. Where Vox Machina, just from beginning to end, just knocked it out of the park.
Since you took Arcane and since you took Vox Machina, I won't put either of those as my second. For my second, I'll put the Cyberpunk anime. The Cyberpunk,
shit,
the
I
Cyberpunk
forgot
anime
about
was
that.
a sleeper.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that from start to finish, and it was so adult, and it was
Yes.
such an homage to steampunk
and-
futuristic. I was like, oh my god.
and I leaned really heavily into the dystopia and the not good endings in true cyberpunk, where it's like, no,
Made me wanna play the game.
Nobody fucking makes it out alive. Speaking of, there's things in the show that you don't know if you don't play the game. When he mentions an engram, what it happens in the game is they have the ability to save people as engrams, who they are digitally.
Now here's my question: who's that badass guy they talk about? Who's like, he's like, I guess a mercenary that works for the corporation. They talk about him like he's a god.
Yeah,
like
because
this-
he's all robot.
Yeah.
And he's essentially the only person who's made it to all robot without going insane.
What's his name? Oh my god, I can't think of his name.
I'm drawing
but-
a blank now. But the main
he's like-
character,
they describe him like that dude.
yeah,
He's
the
like,
main
all right.
character essentially gets almost there, and that's who he's fighting at the end. Where he right before he shoots him in the head, he's like, "You would make a great engram." Essentially, is what he says. And then the main character, it essentially is just like, "Yeah, go ahead, kill me."
Yeah, take me out.
Now, considering he is completely cocooned in massive next gen technology for war,
Yeah.
it's plausible he's already saved as an engram, or he never made it out of the chair where he was getting tortured to try to be driven crazy. So people are speculating for another season that there could be more. Now there
I'd
is
watch
some
it.
stuff
I'd watch it.
in
It was
the
good.
game that deals with them, and it kind of gives you an idea of how it ended, but not really, because the way Cyberpunk kind of works, they already proved that, yeah, people can be brought back through this particular engram technology,
that CG brought it back for you.
even against their will, essentially.
I guess I would definitely have to go in with the Harley Quinn for my second pick because it definitely has
funny.
its laughs. Bane,
funny.
Yeah,
is
Bane-
hands down
Bane is
one
a
of my
highlight.
favorite characters ever
How
created.
about Batman this season?
that.
That was funny. Batman was just
he's a weird,
he
little
was
whiny
just-
bitch. Like, he's like your parent. Like, there's
Yeah.
a zombie apocalypse because you tried to bring your dead parents back, and he's just focused on his dead parents being in the house. I'm like, this guy is so fucked up. Like, I don't know. I like the direction they go with it. I have a question for you, Nelson. Did you see it too, Ed? Did you see Avatar 2?
No.
I
All right.
saw Avatar.
So you're the only human being here that
Yes.
saw wet Avatar. How is it?
Okay, so
I've heard good things.
it's,
I've heard a lot of, wow, how pretty it looks.
I'm going to
but
tell you something.
I have not heard a lot
I
about how
went
good the
into
story
that
is.
movie thinking like, is it just gonna be a pretty looking movie? And it was wildly beautiful to watch.
Of
But
course.
the storyline very similar to the first.
Solid
However, the characters delivered. There was some newness to it, and I will say that James Cameron has a way of telling a story for a lot of people
Fern
to
Gully 3?
adapt into it. And it was actually a very, very good movie. 3.5 hours is a long time to sit.
Yep.
How many
for a
times did you
movie.
piss?
3 times. Because here's what I thought. I was like, let me get a giant slushie so I have enough sugar to stay up through the entirety of this movie.
Miscalculation.
Yeah. But I will say it's definitely worth seeing. Not a family movie. There's a lot of
family movie.
murdering. A lot of
Is there any
murdering.
alien tentacle sex?
There's a lot of alien tentacle sex.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Japan.
Yeah.
It was
Good
definitely
to see your culture spreading beyond your borders.
yeah. It was definitely a very good movie, almost a great movie if it wasn't for a little bit of redundancy. Some of the new characters hit. They try to introduce characters. I feel like they're lining the movie up to be like an Avengers.
Oh, no.
Because now they're bringing in the Water Tribe, and now you got a whole new set of heroes
Yeah.
from the Water Tribe.
So they're like the Samoan Navi.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
So
Basically,
they're setting up a world war, is what you're thinking.
they are because the way that they left
Navi
it,
don't have nukes?
they don't, but they have learned the art of guerrilla warfare.
Well, so did the Apache, and we know how that played out.
And but
Too
the
soon?
Apache
Too
weren't
soon. Too soon. I'm sorry.
12 feet tall and blue and super agile
Even if they were.
and had fish.
It's called gunpowder.
They're basically Aquaman.
Pew pew.
Pew pew pew. Definitely worth the watch. I enjoyed it. Could I have waited when I was home and had the ability to pause to take a piss break? Absolutely.
Okay.
But there is something to be said about seeing a movie like that in
Big screen.
IMAX, 3D,
your
surround
popcorn.
sound. You could get lost in it.
It's a
You
movie
really can.
built for spectacle.
It is. It is. It is.
Speaking of getting lost, I want to take this time to shit on something before we get
Proceed.
big old steamy Christmas shit. And that's the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Every now and then we like to touch on sports and stuff
FIFA?
like that. No, well, FIFA. We could talk about that.
FIFA's
We could
on
talk
a
about
whole nother level.
FIFA's been destroying countries for years.
Oh.
But
But-
go ahead, sir.
Nevada State Athletic Commission. There was a fight a couple weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, around
Maybe a
there.
week- yeah, something like that. It was Patty Pimblett against Jared Gordon, Flash Gordon. He actually trains here in South Florida. And I called this as an upset. I
Yes.
called it. I said, Patty's going to lose this. I even
Right.
said to everybody,
Yep.
I said, this is the upset. This is the money fight tonight to bet on. Gordon's going to beat Patty because Patty, I think, is overrated. His striking's a little sloppy. He's a good fighter, but
He's entertaining.
he's hype. A lot of hype behind this guy because they want to get the English fans behind him. He lost that fight. He lost that fight. Some people could argue he lost all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
He definitely lost 2 of the rounds.
Oof.
Unanimous decision for Patty Pimblett.
It's fucked
The
up.
universe they're instantly shit on this. They were like, "How the fuck?" Like we didn't
Yeah.
understand it. Like
Right.
I literally, you can watch that fight 100 times. I don't know how we fixed it,
One would say is the judges didn't really understand it either.
and I don't know how we fixed that. I don't know, like, because how many times have we seen a decision and like they're like, "Oh," and Dana White says the same thing. He goes up there and goes, "Darb, darb, darb," it's the commission.
Yeah.
Well, but how do we fix it?
At some
How do we
point, do you
fucking
got to
fix
say, are people rigging victories
Well,
for
that-
money on the back end, right?
That I believe because in the crowd you got the Barstool Sports guys with their Patty Pimblett wigs on.
You kind of almost
Right.
need a new commission.
They do.
You
Yeah.
need all the MMA organizations to come together just to police themselves, just like the gaming industry does for
Yeah.
video games, just like comics does for comics. They make their own organization so that they can set the rules because they know the sport better. Because unfortunately, they're trying to judge based off boxing rules. It's a different sport.
Here's-
the scoring system just
Right.
doesn't
work. It
doesn't.
allow for the
Listen, they
different
have
positions and what
a
happens in a
plethora
fight.
of judges available to them. All they have to do is lean in on some of the MMA veterans that have been there. They know the sport. They fought in the sport. They understand the sport from a fighter's perspective. Put those guys on the board, certify them, teach them what you need.
You're talking about trying to. Here's the thing. It's just like the issues with FIFA. It's just like the issues with the Olympic Committee. These are entrenched, hard positions to get into. They're not letting anybody the fuck in.
Yeah, they
Why
need-
are you gonna let somebody in when you have all the control?
On the payroll. Everybody's
But
on the
that's what I'm
payroll.
saying. Like, if you're gonna redo the whole thing, kick all those motherfuckers out. You can lean in on.
Well, we
got
got to figure out something because this is the same athletic commission that did the Manny Pacquiao Timothy
'cause
Bradley fight.
I imagine. I
the
imagine.
FBI got involved. It was like, what the hell is
I
this?
imagine
Like,
part of the issue is that Dana and MMA have to play nice with the athletic commission because whatever the rules are, they fall under their umbrella.
I don't know what-
And
I don't know-
unfortunately, their umbrella is really shitty at judging MMA.
I don't know what happened, but I know somebody was involved in fucking Gordon out of that decision.
Right.
Because
There's
it was
some
better
money.
for the company if Patty won, and that's why Patty won.
Right.
I don't know how.
I mean,
He's a
there-
rising star. That,
Yeah.
You know, he has a huge social media presence. People
A unanimous
follow him,
decision, though?
But that's fucking bullshit.
I mean,
not even a split.
they're
like,
they're looking into a
fuck are we
rigged
talking
fight.
about?
I mean,
Yeah.
they were asking people were asking Dana questions, and he was just like, "Federal fucking prison. That's where you end up going if that's what's going on."
Right.
well, then someone needs to go.
You know,
'cause something
like-
happened. Something happened. And then I was like, okay, like that sucks, but let's watch the main event. And then in the main event, they fucked Ankalaev. Like he won 3 of the rounds against Jan Blachowicz.
Right.
Yeah,
And they called it a draw.
You almost got to look at Dana
Yeah.
and be like, take it back to the Indian
Eye gouging,
reservations.
Kicking in the
Something,
nuts,
yeah.
biting.
No
And then-
time limits till death. Like,
Yeah,
Let's watch a 2-hour
Yo,
fight. Where
bring
someone
back the
dies.
geese. Bring back the one glove.
Yeah. Nut shots. Like
One
let's do it.
shots.
just
Yeah.
bring it
why
back to
not?
one big round, and hey, at the end of it, who looks like who's the person that's gonna win if this thing keeps going?
Okay.
I just don't understand. I don't know. It baffles my mind. You know?
All right, I got a question for you guys. Right?
Yeah.
Worst movie of the year. Hocus Pocus 2.
That's a good contender. That's a good
Hocus
contender.
Pocus 2 had to be the worst movie of the year. There's only one that I could think of outside of that, and that's A Christmas Story Part 2.
I heard
We
that
never
sucks.
needed it. We never wanted
see
it.
it? Did you
We
see
ne-
it?
I did.
I
I
didn't-
saw half of it, and I couldn't sit through the rest.
I didn't see A Christmas
Wow.
Story. I don't think Hocus Pocus 2 was that bad. The problem is they definitely made it more of a children's movie. That's the thing is
Yeah.
if you judge what the movies were allowed to do a couple years ago,
Right.
they got away with more. But nowadays you can't. Nowadays it's all way babied down
Yeah.
and you just don't have as much going on. They played too much into kind of the old things that they did in the first movie as well to try to pander to the audience a little bit too much instead of expanding the story more. They just should have allowed it to be a little bit more adult. Let the villains be villains. We don't need to humanize all of the fucking villains. Sometimes
you would
somebody
say-
is evil because they're just evil.
Right.
You would say Hocus Pocus 2 is worse than Christmas Story 2? If you're putting them both together.
All right, if I had to put them both together,
I didn't see Christmas Story 2.
I would say
No.
that A Christmas Story. I didn't sit through the whole thing, so I'd have to give it to A Christmas Story 2. Would have to be
So
worse
you could at
than
least
Hocus
sit through
Pocus.
Hocus Pocus 2.
Yes, because there was some funny elements.
Semblance of a movie there.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. A Christmas Story 2 was just bad on so many levels.
I know what mine is.
What's yours?
My worst movie of 2022 and my worst movie of like the last 8 fucking years is The Monsters by Rob Zombie. That it was just
I swear to God, I thought you were lining up to say Wakanda Forever.
no. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. But I mean, I only watched that movie because it was for the podcast.
Right.
Like I was like, okay, like we were talking about how shitty the trailer looked. Like we were
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. I was like, you know what? I have 2 hours. I got my homework done for the day. I'm gonna do this for the guys, and I
By
turned it on.
score,
Right.
By score, Morbius is only number 9.
What's the worst movie score wise?
365 days this day.
Yeah, I would never watch any movie named that. It's too confusing already.
I know it sounds like a
That's,
multi.
what the I don't
Is
know.
the Monsters on there? Please tell me it's on there.
It is not on this list.
Wow, it's
But
bad though. guys.
Pinocchio is number 15. I mean, that looked rough, and Tom Hanks is a damn good actor. But
He's on Apple.
Even he.
there's
couldn't say
there's only
that.
so much you can say.
He's on Apple TV now though. You know, he's doing. A lot
He's
of
making
things.
that Apple TV money. It's
Yeah.
easy. It's easy money. What about sleeper hit? A show or a movie something that you weren't expecting to be as good as
You
it
know
was.
what I just watched because it landed on Netflix? Bullet Train.
Oh,
that's great.
I started that.
It is an excellent movie.
Is it?
I enjoyed the whole fucking thing.
You'll love it. It's fucking hilarious.
Brad Pitt was fucking hilarious the whole way through. His
Tangerine?
So that's
his comedic timing was the brothers,
Tangerine.
the twins.
That shit was fucking
Those
great.
guys were great.
so that's your sleeper hit. Is
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it deserved a lot more than I think what it got.
Yeah, I think that movie is excellent. And if you haven't watched it, I think you would
I mean,
absolutely like it.
It's hard to kind of go up against like these gigantic things like Wakanda
Marvel
and
movies,
Thor
yeah.
and all that, but Bullet
did a
Train
good
was
job.
an excellent
Solid
movie.
Yeah,
Alright.
Excellent
mine
movie.
is gonna be Werewolf by Night.
that was good.
Ooh.
I
That
had
was good.
low expectations for it, and I went in
Is
and I
it?
loved
Do we
it.
consider it a movie though? It was only like an hour, and it was marked as
it's a
a
standalone movie.
Yeah, you
special
could, you could,
presentation.
you could.
Is
Yeah.
the way
It's an
they
hour.
built
I
it.
would say, I mean, there's no episodes. It's not episodic. It was a standalone.
Okay.
Mine's gonna be Andor. No, I'm just kidding. No, oh, shit. Mine is gonna be She-Hulk. Because
She-Hulk.
going into it, I didn't know how they were gonna do it. Like, I know the CGI was kind of funny
Yeah.
in the opening trailer, and we were like, how are they gonna change this around and pull
Yeah.
this out? And I ended up laughing and loving it and
I thought
looking
it was
forward
great.
to the episodes. So She-Hulk was my.
I mean, what was harder to watch, the ups and downs on Andor or Boba Fett?
Andor. 'Cause
Really?
At least, hands
At least we
down.
had a big black Wookiee. At least we had Boba Fett. At least we had like
Din Djarin.
aliens. A lot of aliens.
A lot of
and
al-
we were on a
wars.
sand plant that we cared about. We didn't have some greasy fucking shitty main character
Yep.
just
I don't-
stumbling
I
from.
mean, I think the lows on Boba Fett was lower than Andor.
No
think?
way.
I mean,
No way.
episode
There
2
were-
before Mando walks in,
Listen, there
and
were,
before Mando walks in, Boba Fett was about to get fucking canceled.
the
Listen,
only
there were-
highlight of Andor was literally the back alley murders.
Yes.
That was it. I was like, wow, this
Back
guy's
alley
cold.
murder and
then there was nothing.
It
the 20
opened so
minutes of the
strong.
robbery, and that was it. The rest of
Yeah.
the show fucking sucked nutsacks.
there you go.
They,
Unwashed as well. Salty.
Unwashed.
Super salty.
Dirty ass nutsacks.
they
Back
definitely
alley.
they definitely
fish
wrote
town.
like
dipped in North Korean water.
4 seasons before they started
And they're
filming.
uneven. One nut is like a
What?
lot lower
Oh,
than
man,
the other. So
yeah.
they're not quality
Like
nutsacks.
camel humps.
Yeah. We're not talking Henry Cavill nutsacks
No,
here.
sir.
No, we're talking William Dafoe nutsacks.
Talking the unwashed masses.
We're talking. Oh.
No, Andor was
Ewok
straight
nutsack.
shit. And anybody that says it was the best thing Star Wars has put out in forever, you're a fucking idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're a
It-
fucking
It
idiot.
is amazing how many people are like, it's amazing.
Mandalorian, hands down, is the best thing that Star Wars has put out in a very long
Like
time.
I finished.
You could argue
Andor,
ever.
I finished Andor, but it was like, I guess I'll put it on. I watched
Yeah.
my other things.
You weren't looking forward to it.
No.
No,
But
no.
Boba Fett picked up, okay? And when I
did.
rewatched it, it wasn't as bad because I went into it with a different expectation. I think the problem was that everybody has a vision in their mind from their childhood of what and who Boba Fett
That
is.
was.
Yes.
And when you watch the show, you're like, why is he so weak? Why is he getting his ass kicked? This is the best bounty hunter on the planet.
He's old.
And even the guy himself, the actor, is like, yo, we need to go back to the badass Boba Fett.
what
Enough
he's
of this.
supposed to
We
be.
said the same
Bullshit.
thing when BJ Penn was getting his ass whooped. We were like, well, this is BJ Penn.
But listen,
we grew
BJ
up watching
Penn,
him.
BJ Penn-
is an asshole too, right? Everybody said like he would throw parties just to fuck people up at his party.
I remember
Who
that,
does
yeah.
that shit?
BJ Penn.
Assholes.
BJ Penn.
BJ Penn.
DJ Penn. That's right.
But we still loved him.
Yes.
And we'd watch him take his ass whoopings at the end of his career. We'd be like, BJ, why? Why? And
we
he's
know
Boba
why.
Fett.
We
And
know
that
why
was Boba
the
Fett.
people he fucked up at his parties pitched in on all the training camps for his fucking adversary.
You know who else was an asshole? Boba Fett. I'm sure he ruined a lot of Christmases.
BJ would make weird decisions though, where he would be like fighting up a weight class, but not gain. Like he would gain the weight by like what looks like eating fast food and then walking in the ring without cutting.
He
But
fought to
that's-
a draw against Lyoto Machida at light heavyweight.
That's
a
it's
fact.
hubris. It's hubris.
I mean, he was a,
Right?
if he would have fought at his weight class, he was a monster.
He was.
But at a certain point, it
155.
really just seemed like he was trying to do like the Warrior's way out. I'll take
would-
any
he-
fight. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter.
is it the
who.
Warrior's way out or is it the easy way out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes people put themselves in situations to fight
They always questioned.
where they
So
know
there's
they
an
can't
excuse.
win, so there's an excuse to lose.
They always questioned his training.
Yeah, his
discipline.
training methods.
Always.
Well,
Yeah.
so they did with
His
Rampage
talent-
Jackson,
His talent was never a problem.
right?
or his talent was the problem because then he wasn't training as hard as he should.
He might have
Sa-
fell back on that.
Same thing with Mr. Cocaine Hit and Run. He
Oh,
never
Jo-
trains
Jones?
as hard as he
Jones?
should.
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah. But no, BJ was the first like pound for pound great in the UFC. Like BJ was the first dude to win 2 belts. Like I remember when he went and fought Matt Hughes, everybody thought he was dead. They're like,
Yeah.
dude, Matt Hughes is gonna get grunt. He fucking just took his back and choked
Right.
his ass out. I was like, what the hell? Like, BJ was the first.
So you're into
to-
giving BJ's a shot.
Yes. And BJ was Boba.
You see
Fett.
what I did, right?
That's all.
You see what I did, there, right? Yeah, yeah.
How many times can we say BJ
Enough. Oh, wait.
in this episode?
Ian, I have something for you.
What is happening here? What are we? For those of you that don't know, Ed surprised me off air with a bottle of Japanese.
And
whiskey.
now I am surprising him if you're just listening.
Okay.
With a
Yes,
gift.
I know. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm getting a gift.
He's
and
getting
this
a
is
gift.
wrapped much nicer than the packages I wrap. 'Cause
Yes.
I can't
Oh,
wrap
yes.
Christmas
Yeah,
presents.
don't worry, Nelson didn't wrap that shit.
Hell no. It would have looked like a garbage pail kid wrapped that shit. No thumbs or nothing.
No, that's
now, we didn't tell
military
Ian
grade
we were
wrapping.
doing this.
We
We,
got-
wanted to surprise
We
his
got
ass.
reindeer wrapping paper. Oh, yeah, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a white piece of paper.
No, no. There's more to it.
It's
the cast.
of Firefly.
No better Christmas gift for Ian.
Well, thank you, Ed, for the bottle of whiskey.
I had no idea Nelson was doing this.
I'm glad you guys saw the.
Some would say I'm an evil genius.
This is like the biggest collection of like almost made it on the Sci-Fi Channel people I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. fucking
It's
shit.
gonna take that.
You want me to
home.
watch this shit?
Listen, you absolutely. You lost a bet. You said you were gonna watch it.
What did I lost? What did I lose a bet?
We have it on film. We can go back to a
I have to
documented
double check,
episode.
but I do
I shook it.
believe
Yeah, but what was it for? What
You
was the
shook
bet?
hands and you said you were gonna watch
I
it.
do believe you're
forgot
on
what
the
it
hook
was.
for Firefly.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was up. It was something where like you had to watch a musical. It was something.
Les
You,
Miserables.
yeah, you said you watched.
Oh,
Les,
that's
you,
right.
And you haven't watched Les Miserables yet.
Oh,
And don't tell me, oh, yeah, I sat through it. Because I'll fucking quiz you, man.
Yes,
I'll quiz
please
you.
tell me.
Alright,
Tell
alright.
me about the miserables,
Yeah.
Nelson.
so they're really miserable.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, are they? Yeah.
It's just they-
it's not a family called The Miserable.
They just live in misery all the time. It's
Yeah.
kind of like Throw Mama from the Train,
Uh-huh.
but with singing. I figured you would love that.
I did, thank you.
You can hang it on your fridge. I expect when I go to your house to see it hanging somewhere.
Oh, it'll be hanging. Don't you worry.
He's gonna practice his axe throwing against it.
Yes. I found a new target. I have to learn their names so I can aim for them.
I thought you would enjoy that.
I did. Appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So,
So I don't know, man. I shit on the Nevada State Athletic Commission. I
Yeah.
praised God of War.
yes.
There's not really any new trailers out right now.
No,
No.
the year is winding down with not much really happening.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about Nolan's new movie, but if you don't care about nuclear physicists, why are you going to watch
Yeah.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. It's a weird
It
it's a
looks
weird
shitty.
thing to do a movie about
He
right
built the atomic
now,
bomb. I mean,
where it's like, hey,
Bhagavad Gita.
we got people threatening nuclear war, so let's talk about this guy. I
Maybe.
don't.
What's that quote that he says from the Bhagavad Gita?
I have become
death.
destroyer of
Yeah.
worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a dope quote.
It is. It is quite the line.
I
It
think
is.
before I die, that's gonna be in my bucket list. I want to do something evil enough to be like, I am become death, destroyer of worlds, and it'll be like just like showing up at Ian's house with like a big screen TV playing Firefly, in a way that he can't not watch it from inside of his place.
I
It's
think
just projected on all the walls.
If
You know what I
if
mean?
if you go before me, I think I'll sing one of the songs from Les Miserables at your funeral. I'm like, just to honor Nelson's wishes, I'm gonna sing this 4-minute song.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
And I will pay the theme song to Firefly for you. As a matter of fact, I have it on my phone right now. Hold on.
Please don't.
And
Why would I have that on my phone?
I wouldn't doubt it.
you may think he's kidding. He is not.
I'm sure he does.
Oh,
I'm
I
sure he
do.
does.
We
I
were
would-
in the car the other day, and it started playing.
I don't want to play it because we'll probably get kicked off of YouTube for that.
That's a copyright strike.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was gonna say because I was ready to go with.
All right. So to wrap it
Do
up,
you hear the
guys,
people sing? I was ready to sit from Les
I
Miserables.
mean, I had a half a second bit of Star Wars, and it hit copyright before the video finished uploading.
Oh,
They were like,
yeah.
no, that's not allowed.
Speaking of Christmas cookies, what's your favorite Christmas cookie?
Ooh, okay. We can do
Out of all Christmas cookies, what if you had to pick
I like
one?
the classics, man. I'm into the Danish butter cookies. I can eat these. I only eat them around the month of December.
Yeah,
are
the
good.
holiday time.
They are.
but
good.
they remind me of my youth.
Yeah.
And
They're not amazing, but they're always good.
Yes.
You know exactly what you're getting out of that
Consistency
tin.
is what you're getting out of
Yeah.
For me,
Yes.
it's sand tarts. They're real thin. You can put them in the shapes like stars, Christmas trees, reindeer.
Are they
My mo-
cooked by Sangoons?
They're not made by Sand Dunes. And they're not made on Tatooine or any of that. They're you know.
Santars. Okay,
Yeah,
so what are
Santa.
they?
It's like a thin sugar cookie based dough, and you can put them in different shapes. My mom would always put them like reindeer, candy
Okay.
canes, things like that. And then you put a little bit of like an egg base on it, and then you can sprinkle walnuts, sprinkles, anything like that on it.
All
And it's
right.
good. Simple cookie, but that's my go-to Christmas
like
cookie.
it. Ed?
My mother's sand tarts.
There's-
Mother Santars cookies.
There's a cookie.
Well, that's nice.
um,
So
Now
let's
come on,
move on.
It was
I'm just
and
asshole.
it was I was a child at the time.
Wake me
And they were
when it's
rumbles.
over.
I did not know they had alcohol in
Oh,
them.
rumbles! But
they
that's not
were-
a cookie.
Could be.
They were in the pile of cookies during Christmas time.
This
What
is
kind
fair.
of house did you grow up in?
This is fair. They mix them in a tin like this.
This was extended family. They would bake all the cookies fresh made. It was homemade recipes. I did not know there was alcohol in these cookies, and being young, you can still, of a small amount of alcohol, have a very, very bad morning, throwing
Yeah.
up buckets worth of cookies that you had eaten, not
Yeah.
knowing.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah,
God.
and then we went to breakfast. That
Yeah.
oh boy,
So
that was.
when we were discussing our favorite cookies.
Yeah.
You went to a throwing up
Well,
story.
You went to a
can't-
dark.
I
You
can't
went to,
talk
like, a
about,
dark
I mean,
place.
the basic cookie that we have every year during because
That's true.
We
From the
grew up
guy,
in the-
from the guy who's
Yeah.
talking about Deborah Ann Wall cheating
Yeah.
on her blind husband. I got, oh, God forbid that Ed goes to the bad cookie place.
Nelson seems to forget we grew up in the same house.
Yeah.
the blue tin of cookies is the same blue tin of cookies.
As a matter of
I had
fact,
every
I would
year.
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
that he
it's
probably
true.
placed those cookies there, knowing you would eat them.
Yes.
You have become death, destroyer of the world.
Damn it. That's fantastic.
You have lived up
That
to
is
it.
fantastic.
You have lived up
yes,
to it.
Yes,
How
the
did they
dark side.
end that movie? Dropping the bombs, saying the line,
Maybe dropping the
mean,
bombs, or I mean, what are you gonna do? Talk about when he sat on the board of atomic energy? I just don't see Christopher Nolan goes from like these crazy Batman movies to Inception to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
It's an odd jump.
It is a
but
weird move.
I mean, they must be leaning on like him doing some explosions and whatnot, and really like we want it to look amazing.
No, I think they end it
I
with
don't
the
know.
explosion. I think that's the best way to do it. Is the whole movie leads up into that point.
It
You
is
get the
Christopher
famous,
Nolan.
You get
Yeah.
the famous line. You get the explosion. None of the death. I think it would be
Yeah, don't
kind of
focus that.
tasteless
It
if
would
they
be.
go on to.
And I don't think
the
Christopher
death.
Nolan will go that direction.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Especially since, I mean, one of his good friends is the one Japanese actor that played in Inception.
yeah. It
And he's
doesn't
actually
look.
close with that.
I mean,
dude,
it
so
could
don't
be
think-
good. The last couple of biopic style movies like that. What was it? Hidden Figures, the calculators from NASA, which was essentially almost a squad of all
Black women
black women
Yeah.
who would do the actual hard math
Right.
to get the rockets
to
to
get the
space.
rockets and all to work, which actually was an excellent movie.
That was a good movie.
They also had the one.
I'll never watch it.
Wow.
The gentleman who created.
No, boredism. I will not watch a movie about calculator pushers. I wouldn't watch it if it was a team of Scarlett Johanssons with calculators in their
Also,
hand.
now we see the truth.
Oh,
I wouldn't watch
okay.
it. I would not watch it. It's just trash. I won't watch a movie about math.
Well,
Google
it's-
Hunting?
Nope. Never seen it. Never
Wow.
will.
What? Oh,
Wow.
get the fuck
You
out
sit
of
there and
here!
shit
Are
on
you
Robin
kidding
Williams.
me?
You shit on Robin
Williams.
The man's
Shit
most
on Robin Williams.
brilliant performance, and you haven't seen it.
Goddamn right.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Who are we talking about? Val Kilmer?
All I know is Good Will Hunting is twice the movie of Wakanda Forever.
Nah. Oh, how dare you?
Twice. And not one CGI effect in the whole
Listen,
movie.
they could have done with some.
How dare you talk about Minnie Driver like that?
Mini driver.
What was the other
She's
one?
gigantic.
The gentleman that created
Beautiful
the
Mind.
computer
A
that
Beautiful
broke the
Mind.
Enigma machine.
A Beautiful Mind was a good one.
No, I never seen
Well, Russell
all
Crowe.
of A Beautiful
Yeah,
Mind.
That's a good movie.
That's an excellent movie.
Yes.
No, in all fairness, I have seen Good Will Hunting. It was fantastic as well.
It is good.
There was the
Matt
other
Damon.
one that I seen, Dead Poet
Oh,
Society.
Poet Society?
Imitation
That was
That was another
Imitation
really good
Game.
movie.
That was a good one. The man that broke the Enigma machine. Terrible ending to that poor man's life just because he happened to be gay.
A lot of true
They
stories.
chemically castrated him. They destroyed that man. He's saved everyone through his machine and ended the war and saved so many
Oh, that
lives.
was
with it. And
Benedict.
yeah, Cumberbatch.
Yeah, it was
and
Benedict
they
Cumberbatch.
destroyed that
That's
poor
strange.
man's life afterwards as like a
He was English,
hey,
right?
Thanks for saving all those lives. Here's
Yeah.
a giant fuck you.
He was English, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think he saved England from Germany.
All right, guys, to end it, what is the one thing that you're looking forward to for 2023? I will start first. Mandalorian season 3.
That's fair.
Okay.
That is absolutely the one thing I am looking
I'm-
forward to the most.
I am enjoying that it looks like it's going to be a lot more Mandalorians. Hopefully they lean into like the combat and how skilled they are as warriors, and they really.
Is Grogu gonna fight?
Ooh.
I think so. I
hope
think
so.
they were setting him up for it. But what I think is they can really, after this season, if they
Are
have
they going to
success
age
with
him
it,
up?
Like a teenage
no.
Grogu?
And I'll tell you why. Grogu makes far too much
much
money as a
little
baby.
guy.
Mm.
As a
So
child.
they're gonna do like a little guy badass before they ever go like
We'll never
you
see
know,
a buff
jacked
Grogu
up
like we
Groot.
saw a buff
Yeah.
Groot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only
Yeah, I
he
agree.
can't get much taller before he hits Yoda size, you know?
Yeah.
And they live for a long fucking
No,
time.
yeah, they
so
do.
the speed at which he grows, I mean,
Yeah.
like, the speed at which his race grows is pretty goddamn slow unless they write into it. We're like, oh, there's a magic growth spurt and he doubles in size all of a sudden.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is that Mando would be dead when he's an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would lose that team up as well. So that buddy cop team up thing that's going on there, that's out
Yeah,
the window.
Pedro Pascal's got that in the bag.
Yeah, no, I think what I'm looking forward to is success of season 3, and I want to see a Mandalorian movie.
Well, if it generates enough money, you're heading towards it.
Yeah, I want to see like what they're doing with the TV show money is fantastic. Imagine what they could do on a big screen.
Yeah, take some of that Andor money and just put it in the Mandalorian.
Yeah. But
Well,
keep
it-
the redhead.
It's got to
Doing
it's
the
got to be
directing.
exactly like what they're doing with Marvel, where they're doing world building on the TV, and then the big spectacle as the movie.
Yeah. Who's the redhead that directs? She has a famous father.
Ron Howard.
Oh yeah, Ron Howard's daughter.
She
Really?
is her.
I just took a shot. I said
Yes.
redhead.
yeah,
her-
no, yeah.
Her episodes are always my favorite episodes. She is hands down one of the
That
most
is
talented people
that
in
is
the Star
that
Wars
is
universe.
a movie TV show dynasty. That family at this point.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So what are you guys looking forward to?
When I'm looking, go ahead. No, go ahead, Ed. Go ahead.
The next
after you, sir.
The next Bethesda game.
Are they really putting it out?
It's gonna be Starfield. It's gonna be next year. That's
Nice.
gonna be the next thing. It's gonna be a new IP, and it's gonna be from Bethesda and
Starfield.
Starfield. Yes, they're doing a
Skyrim in
space-based game.
space?
It might be more Fallout or it might be more Skyrim-esque,
I hope
but
they have the weapon customization from Fallout.
you have a spaceship
cool.
you get to customize.
Oh, I'm in. Fuck, I'm in.
All right.
I'm in.
They have some main cities that they hand built, and then they have some planets that they use procedural generation to create to give you a little more of a world building and places to explore.
So hopefully it's a little bit of like Fallout, Skyrim, and maybe a little sprinkling of Mass Effect.
That would
It's
be
gonna be-
that would be
World.
fantastic.
It's gonna be interesting, especially because they're one of the few companies that still have their own game engine. Because
I smell big loading screens.
they use the
I smell something else, but yeah, go ahead.
It's my ass. It's been a long day.
because almost everybody
All that it has.
almost everybody else is using the same game engine, and they're the only ones that really have their own. They have the creation engine, which
Okay.
is their own thing, which is why their world reacts the way it does, and other RPGs can't quite mimic what
What they do.
Skyrim and Fallout has.
But Bethesda always puts out good games. They're not like Square, where like they'll drop like a fucking big
dud
jerk
every now and
sandwich.
again.
out. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Fallout, whatever the online one.
76.
When it first came out, was a kind of a shitstorm.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know.
and that is
They're more consistent.
That is
Bethesda's
something
pretty consistent.
and that is something to be a little hesitant with Starfield but 76 was a huge swing. They were hoping to have enough concurrent players all the time that everyone in the world was a real life person. So the only thing else in the world
Enemies.
that was humans, that wasn't a ghoul or a robot, was an actual live person. That was kind of the general
Pretty
concept
ambitious.
for
That
what they were
is-
trying
that's
to
ambitious.
do.
Because not only do you have to get that audience, you have to maintain them.
And
they
I
didn't
tell you
do that.
what,
And they didn't. Do
they
that.
actually did get there because 76.
But they couldn't maintain it, right?
No, it's bigger than ever.
Oh God.
Okay.
The game
Because everybody's
is
waiting for Elder Scrolls 6.
the game has got its audience,
Yeah.
and they've been supporting it and continuing to support it. And it is at this point, and like I said before, and, it's a Fallout game.
Yeah.
It's all in there. They added in all the NPCs that kind of should have been there from the beginning. They're in there. They expanded on the story when they added all those people in. And as you're running around, you do see a bunch of other live people running around. It wasn't that confusing to go, oh, he's got a meter above his name that tells me that, that's a player, that's an NPC.
Right.
They didn't need to go non-NPC with it. And if they would have launched it that way, the game would have had much better reception.
All right, I'll have to keep that on my radar. Starfield. All
What
right.
about you, Ian?
For me, right now, if I'm looking ahead, it's not Diablo. It's not what the hell, it's Final Fantasy 16. It's not any of those things. It's the Super Mario movie. Super Mario movie. Chris Pratt playing
I
Mario.
am surprised.
Yeah.
Are
Jack
you-
Black.
I'm
you-
surprised that you did not pick your favorite boy from The Witcher 3.
Oh no, no. I know this next season of The Witcher's coming out. I'm looking forward to that. But the Super Mario movie is too big, man.
Okay.
It's too big.
It does look-
It's all our childhood being
It-
weighed by Nintendo.
It looks
It's-
fucking hilarious, and they've got a
Jack Black
superb
as Bowser.
cast.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And when I started seeing that they were putting like a Mario Kart sequence in, and
Yeah.
Donkey Kong was in it, I was like, okay,
Bro, he got fucked up by Donkey Kong
Donkey
in the
beat his ass in
trailer.
the
They're
trailer.
they're leaning heavily into the world. I believe they actually had some characters cast.
and the way it looks,
They go
dude, that's
all the
some
way.
CGI. That's gonna
is.
be magical.
They got some characters that go all the way back to the original Mario Brothers game before Mario Brothers had like their own individual game, and before it was the Donkey Kong game. So they went like
I'm
all the way
excited.
back to like, here's the guy that was in the game that was only ever in this game that was also associated with
I-
Mario. Like,
Right.
I
right.
hope it's the highest grossing film of all time. I hope it's a fucking 10.
but
I
James
hope-
Cameron's ashamed.
Oh my god! I hope it makes billions of dollars. I hope the whole world's like, it's Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
There's not a single human being that hasn't played a Mario game.
Nintendo needs more excuses to
correct.
never
His face
drop
is
the prices
everywhere.
of their games.
Pokemon is great, but Mario is the face of Nintendo. He has
It
been.
is.
He has been.
It is.
He
He's-
was
he-
most human beings'
He
first
might as well
video
be the
game.
face of video
So one
games
would
in
say
general.
Sofa Kingdom is great, but Nelson is the face of Sofa Kingdom. Thanks, Ed.
No,
See us out.
No, he's not gonna end on that.
Hit the button.
No,
No, I don't
No.
think that works.
We're not gonna end on that.
I don't. I can't.
If you were Mario, you
no.
could hop over there and hit the button.
Yeah, that
That's
seems
not
like
how it
a
works.
bad
That's
ending.
That's not like
That's
Jesus Christ.
that's less than
That
satisfactory.
is less than satisfactory.
That's-
I did have to get up for that one. I had to
that's-
reach
Way to bring in the
over.
way to end the year off on a low note.
Yeah, Nelson did want to do
Hey.
an all negative "fuck you" episode.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I didn't.
Hey
I did it
Mario,
just a
why
little
don't you tell them
negatively.
where they can find us, Mario?
Sure. It's a me, Mario.
Where can they find us?
In Eddie's bedroom.
Oh God. Oh God.
Sofa Kingdom OFC, Sofa Kingdom podcast.
I would say tell people about us. I would say to like and comment. I would say to ask a question. But,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
do you really want to be here?
You do. You do want to be here.
Does this look like a place you want to
I
be?
don't think anyone even checked to see if questions were asked.
Oh my God. Who was responsible for that?
I honestly have not.
Oh, there you go.
Nelson threw it out there, and I completely.
I'm fucking-
We'll
I'm
get to
fucking
any of
lazy,
your
bro.
questions in 2023.
Yes, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Depends where you're leaving them.
Yeah, man, I should start checking for that.
That was good. That was good. Would you say I'm the Mario? of this podcast? Well, then by default, that makes Ed Luigi.